How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I love the young people.
Greetings, fellow mortals. Just a reminder saying it's just my opinion is for cowards. So new details about the third Avatar series has come to light. And just to clarify, it's not the Pandora Blue Aliens Avatar, it's the Legend of Bending the Elements Avatar.
So I am confusion. Why is this one Kansas, but this one is not Arkansas?
Of course, all of the new Avatar Blue Aliens movies are going to be named after the different elements, so it's not exactly going to be easier to tell the difference between the two series at this point. Hey, did you see the new Avatar? Which one? The fire one. Well, which one is that? Is it the one where it's the people or the aliens? Yes.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I swear, at this point there is collaboration between the two different series in order to confuse as many people as conceivably possible. Of course, there is the fact that there is the one major difference of the fans of the Avatar Pandora films actually get along in comparison to the fans of the Legend of Bending the Elements series. You want me to prove my point? Just look up the Avatar movies on any social media platform. It's going to be divided into two camps. You either love them or you hate them, and there really isn't an in-between. Except for me, because of course I have to be the exception. I stand in the middle of it being a very forgettable set of films, but at the same time it has amazing world building. I would want to visit Pandora, I'd want to live there, it sounds amazing, and it sounds like a perfect utopia. And that is the drawing power of it, is that you want to see the amazing visuals of this planet. In comparison, I would very much not like to live in the world of Avatar: The Legend of, because every single time period seems to be horrific in a different way. A 100-year war where countless died, a constant shift where spirits enter your world and change everything, an apocalypse. My God, I cannot think of a time that I'd want to live in that world.
Well, this sucks.
Plus, there was probably like a 5-year period where there was actual plumbing, meaning that you just had to go to the bathroom outside. At least in Pandora, there's probably a plant out there that eats your feces and gives you special leaves as toilet paper. Yeah, enjoy that visual for the rest of your day. You're welcome.
What can I say except you're welcome?
But yeah, the new Avatar: The Legend of series is going to feature a post-apocalyptic world, which just makes me wonder, what did Korra do? Because apparently having the title of The Avatar makes you hated in this world now, and I can see where they're going with it. It's obviously a villain that framed Korra, but still, it's a little weird.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
They are apparently continuing the trend of the Avatar being an absolute failure at the end of their lives. Because even if it was the villain who caused this post-apocalyptic world, it was still Korra's job to prevent this. And I thought the writers were cruel to Aang with him being a not-so-great father and being way too kind to criminals to the point that they can come back and cause more mayhem.
Yes, it's an endless cycle, but I've sworn to let the courts do their work. What to do. And due to the persuasive testimony of the Batman, thank you Batman, the court has decided upon the death penalty.
If I was a hardcore The Legend of Korra fan, I would be pretty angry right about now, but I'm not, because the Avatar series has kind of been all over the place since its first series. If you want proof, just look at the comic books. Mei and Zuko broke up like 6 months after the series ended, and then she just started randomly dating this NPC guy. It's so funny.
What the hell is this?
The guy that wrote that did later claim that they got back together, but also it didn't appear in the comic book or in any show, so it's kind of just the word of God trope more than anything else. And if you're wondering why I'm so bemused by this, the word of God trope is what J.K. Rowling used to explain that wizards poop their pants and then vanish it away. Isn't that hilarious?
Did you ever notice that? How many really stupid people you run into during the day?
But yeah, every single iteration of Avatar is vastly different compared to the others. The original show, the comic books, the sequel show, and the books. I have never seen one clear timeline get so complicated and convoluted in such a short amount of time. And you know what? With the books and the comics, it kind of makes sense because there are so many different writers working on it.
This is 1,000 monkeys working at 1,000 typewriters. Soon, they'll have written the greatest novel known to man.
But every single show from Avatar: The Legend of series has been written by the same exact people every single time. Okay, just to clarify before anyone gets upset, the animated ones. The live action one is very different. There are fans from both animated Last Airbender and Legend of Korra who united in hatred against the live action Last Airbender because it broke the rules established in both of the series. And personally, I don't care too much because they're obviously not the same thing. Every single series, every single show, every single book or comic are all very different despite being in the exact same universe. I have yet to find a single person in real life and online who likes every single adaptation and iteration of Avatar. And if you have found one, or if you are one, you are a unicorn. And things are not going to be different with this third show. There are going to be so many twists and turns and retcons from Korra that fans are just going to be enraged. And you know what? It will be a nice change of pace because I'm tired of seeing Korra fans fight against Aang fans all this time.
Take that, sir! Behold a grown man weeping like...
It won't be a pretty sight, but I'm here to laugh at it because it's going to be absolutely hilarious. Yeah, the two guys in charge of the third show are the same ones that were in charge of the first two shows, and if anything was demonstrated from the jump from series to series, it's the fact that they are not great at remembering everything that happened before and everything that they've established.
Does that make sense? Ladies and gentlemen, I am not making any sense. None of this makes sense.
If they want to change things, they are going to retcon it so quickly that your head is going to spin. After the first Avatar, they basically decided to do whatever they wanted with the world. But to be a little bit fair to them, they didn't exactly have an overarching plan because Nickelodeon kept smacking them across the face with how many seasons they'd get.
Larry, what the hell are you doing? Larry! Larry, you can't just... Oh, Larry!
And as a result, they kind of went Scorched Earth during the last season when they had a giant battle against an enormous mech that could fire energy beams. So yeah, the show kind of became sci-fi near the end there, and with technology advancing as quickly as it did from Aang to Korra, the next step from Korra to whoever is next would have been so astronomical they would have been living in the world of Futurama.
Ta-da! It's a glow-in-the-dark nose you can wear over your regular non-glowing nose.
Which, I don't know, I kind of think that they should embrace that weird aspect of it, with technology being so powerful and so common that the Avatar as a concept is becoming obsolete. Only the Avatar can master all 4 elements, and every single person on the planet can fire a miniature nuke from their palm. Honestly, I think that would have been a very interesting story, but they would have had to build off of what came before, and these two aren't exactly great at that. Instead, they want to do what they want in the moment and go full Scorched Earth, which kind of explains the apocalypse aspect of all of this.
I've got nothing left. I've got nothing left.
They really didn't have a choice in the matter. They either needed to go full technology advancement and belittle the main character, or go full Scorched Earth with an apocalypse and have the main character be God again. And you know what? If a couple of years ago you forced me to bet my entire life savings on one of these ideas happening, I would have gone all in on the apocalypse because I know exactly how these two write.
You're pathetically predictable. Like a moth to the flame.
If I had their ear, I probably would have told them not to make it so that the Avatar is hated because you're going to piss off Korra fans, but you know what? Here we are. Or they could have skipped like 10 generations of Avatars and then had a completely clean start. But what about all the other Avatars? I don't know. Give them to the comic books and to the novels.
Oh, it's so obvious. I would have never thought of that.
Because Paramount wants to go all in on this franchise. They want it to be huge. They want it to be a game changer, and they're investing in a new show and books, in comics, and in movies. All the while not knowing if the divided fan base will unite in order to support all of the different projects. Do I want any of these things to fail? No, I prefer when things are good compared to bad, but I don't exactly have my hopes up. It's probably going to be fine. There will be good animation. I do have to give them that, is that they're great animators, but it's going to retcon some things from Korra and probably not always paint Korra in the best possible light, which is going to be absolutely great for her fans. I'm sure that they will take it very well.
You like that? Huh? You like that? Wah! You just tune this out, don't you? Wah!
Not to say that Last Airbender fans are perfect. Bring up the energy bending at the very end of the series or the shipping and they'll lose their minds. I'm just curious about if all these different projects will unite the fan base in some possible way. It's going to be an interesting journey, that's to say the least, because they are taking some bold risk right about now. In some ways it reminds me of the live action Halo show, which isn't a good comparison because I despise absolutely everything about that show.
Hate, 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 hate. Double hate.
Loathe entirely.
Okay, maybe that's not the most fair comparison, but hey, we are talking about Paramount and Nickelodeon. They don't exactly have the best track record with the Legend of Avatar series. Wait a minute, what is even on Paramount now? I know there's the Star Trek stuff, there's all the different SpongeBob spin-offs, there's the Rugrats reboot, which might have gotten canceled. There's not a whole lot of news on that anymore.
You invest the earnings into foreign currency accounts with compounding interest, and it's gone.
I've heard Tulsa King is good, but I really haven't heard about anything else. No wonder they went to go all in on Avatar. That makes sense now. So maybe the third series will be a new slate for the entire franchise. Maybe things will pick up, maybe things will be better, or maybe they just really wanted to make a post-apocalyptic story and this was the only way they could get it greenlit. Who knows?
I don't know.
We will in fact see. My guess is that things are going to be all over the place. Some things are going to be really bad, other projects are actually going to be pretty decent, and we'll have everything in between. And you know what? And consistency. You know, that's great for a series and franchise that's been on ice for basically over a decade. That's definitely a good sign there.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
But what do you think? Are you looking forward to all of the different Avatar projects that are coming out? Do you think that they will all be good? Do you think that the fan base will unite in order to support them? Please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And remember, if you disagree with everything I have to say, that is perfectly fine. After all, everyone is entitled to their objectively wrong opinion.
This is worthless.
It's less than worthless, my boy.
Thank you all so much for watching.
You're still here?
Good night, everybody. Thank you. You bye. Boom.
Do not despair.